welcome to the extra video of Castlevania, Lament of Innocence. Okay, so I'm not going to show off crazy mode, that's pretty much the game, but harder. But I am going to show you all a little bit of the extra campaign mode. So all we have to do, like previous Castlevania games in the 2D variety, all you have to do is type in @Jaquim. Jaquim. And then press OK. And then, oop. Let's just go ahead and put it on the third one. I had it open before and I didn't want to spoil that little playthrough just yet. This isn't a playthrough, this will just be a little showing of how Jaquim plays. It'll be a short video. And actually it shows you how to do it. You move, you can actually lock on to targets in this version. Let's see. Jaquim obviously plays a lot differently from Leon. Like, a lot differently. His style of combat is... it's a bit interesting. By pressing triangle, you can change how he shoots his swords. His floating swords. Jaquim has a lot less health and he can't use any items like Leon can. But his strength is a little bit higher. And all those secret rooms that I've been showing off occasionally, that's how Jaquim is able to get stronger and actually able to do more damage. And also occasionally if he beats a boss, like the elemental bosses, that's how he gets stronger and able to fight off enemies. Since Jaquim can't use any items, that means he can't heal unless he goes to a save point or he beats a boss, like an elemental. So yeah, it's a completely different playthrough. And by holding the attack button like it says, you're able to do a different style of attack. It's to use Alistair shit. So he's kind of like the Virgil playthrough. I mean, he can lock on to targets, so that in itself is pretty cool. I don't know if I have any... Oh, no. I don't know if I can actually hit these... Oh, there we go. Let's see if I can actually pull off a super attack before I... Yeah, apparently Jaquim just charges up his MP as opposed to having to guard just by attacking. So that's actually kind of cool. It's a different style of playthrough. Jaquim has a lot less health to work with than Leon does. He has a lot less options in turn. Well, I say a lot less. He can float. That's cool. He seems to be a little bit quicker and a little less restricted by than Leon. The camera doesn't exactly work better for him, but he certainly can lock on the target. So that makes fighting from a range distance a lot easier. So I'll show off the two special attacks, and I think that should be good. Jaquim also doesn't have any cutscenes per se, for the most part, in his game. Yeah, there we go. Jaquim does have two special moves to work with. He doesn't have any sub-weapons, but he does have those really cool EX moves, I guess. Depending on what style you're using the swords in. I'm just showing off a little bit of his playstyle. There is, however, Jaquim does not fight death. I don't believe he does. I believe his game ends whenever he fights Walter. And he has his own unique ending. Now, I'm not going to do that. I don't know if I should play the entire Jaquim playthrough, because his style is a lot harder than Leon's. Like I said, you kind of have to be especially careful when fighting as Jaquim, because you have no healing items. You have to look for a save point, or you have to beat a boss and get the orb in order to heal. You know, stuff like that. So it's a bit more challenging. Anyway. And the ending is not really that long. He doesn't even say that much. It's more of his triumph over Walter. There are videos of it on YouTube where people who are a lot more skilled than me have shown it off. Let's see what this one is. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, that's That's pretty cool. Joachim has some pretty cool moves. It's kind of like the Julius playthrough, only the weird thing is you're not playing at... It's kind of like the reverse of Julius mode. Because in regular Castlevania, like Aria of Sorrow or Dawn of Sorrow, you know, your character is a vampire, or at least part vampire. Or he's the reincarnation of Dracula, I guess. Spoiler alert, but, you know, that game's a little old. And then your reward is to play as a Belmont. And in Legacy of Darkness, I think, you're able to play as Trevor Belmont instead of Hector, who's also voiced by Kristen Freeman. So that's pretty cool. And he plays like a regular Belmont too. Let's see. In Symphony of the Night, your reward is to play as Richter Belmont, another Belmont character who was from Rondo of Blood. So yeah, it seems like, and I think in and also in Portrait of Ruin, you can actually play as another Belmont as well if you beat the game under certain circumstances. So yeah, so Joachim is kind of a different case altogether because he's the first. He seems like one of the few non-Belmont unlockable characters that you can play as upon beating the game, and he has his own little unique styles. You know, it's a fun little bonus mode. It seems like it's more of a challenge mode though too. You can kind of just float around and just stay at a distance and keep away from most of the enemies. I guess that's also kind of in your benefit as opposed to just tackling on every single enemy. And I just wasted that attack. Oh, let me go ahead and show off the Flame Elemental, and I think that should be a good stopping point. Yeah, that should be fine. Showing off at least Joachim versus a boss and how that plays out should be a decent stopping point. Anyway, so yeah, I know I've been teasing it for a while, but yeah, my next playthrough will be Persona 4 The Golden. I know that it was pretty much, I know I pretty much all but said it, but still, I'm looking forward to it. It's one of my all-time favorite games. It's one of my all-time favorite JRPGs, you know, if not, it's my favorite. So I'm hoping to play that and beat it before Persona Dancing All Night and Persona 5 comes out. And since Joachim has no whip and therefore can't do the platforming bits that Leon can, I think the areas that require the whip platforming are taken out. Like right here? Yes. They just little blue orbs. Little blue squares. Wow, I'm even getting my shapes mixed up. So let's go ahead and fight the Fire Elemental, and win or lose, we'll call that a video. How's it going, Fire Elemental? Haven't seen you since, well, I think video 1 or 2. I don't know. So yeah, after this, I'm going to go ahead and get started on Persona 4 The Golden on my PlayStation TV. One of the reasons why I bought the thing. Ooh, yeah, a lot less health to work with. And I'll try to get that done before, I guess, September, which is when Persona 4 Dancing All Night comes out. And then Persona 5 will come out sometime in 2015, so, yeah, that's... I think I could probably manage that. I should probably be able to get a decent way through before the summer's done. I got some time to work with. And I actually have a few methods of having to speed that game up a little bit. It's not going to be terribly long, or it shouldn't be. It will be the longest video series on the channel, but it's not going to be... It shouldn't be overtly long, like painfully long. Whew. See, boss fights become immediately a lot more challenging. Whew. Since I can't heal with Joachim and I have to keep at a distance, I have to dodge more. And locking on is certainly more helpful. Whew. And being able to lock on is certainly a boon. Whew. Just shift to your projectile swords instead of the big slashy swords. Stabbing mode is better than slashy with this guy. My swords don't want to fucking home in. You gotta be careful. And this is why I'm not doing the Joachim playthrough. Can you imagine fighting Walter like this? Or fighting someone else? Or fighting some of the other more aggressive bosses? Like maybe even Succubus would probably be more difficult like this. Sword Gleam! Ooh, ooh. Yeah, I did it. And that is the Fire Elemental. Done. And as my reward for beating him, no Flame Whip, but Joachim does get an increase in attack. So after every boss Joachim beats, at least the optional ones, he gets more strength added onto his summoned swords. Virgil's not nearly as fragile as this guy. But yeah, okay, that was a short video, but I think that will do it. I think that will do it for my playthrough of Castlevania Lament of Innocence. Again, I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for being patient and waiting for the extended time I've waited to put out these videos. And I hope you look forward to Persona 4 The Golden. Alright, until then, thanks for watching.